Today I am visiting a factory that produces kitchens made of stainless steel. Friends, this is premium class. Everything is produced exclusively for the end customer. The factory does not operate wholesale. These are kitchens of the highest quality made from stainless steel. This direction has been around for no more than 10 years. In fact, the factory is quite small, with fewer than 100 people working there. It is located not far from our city, Foshan. In Foshan, there is an office where all details regarding your kitchen are discussed. The kitchens are indeed very reliable, and here's why. I want to tell you that we have never collaborated with this factory and have not placed any kitchens here. This is a premium segment, and we are studying it ourselves. Your comments under this video are very important. These kitchens will suit you or not, and at the end of the video you will see 3 finished options in the kitchen showroom. We will show you how they differ. 2 types of stainless steel. One is 304, the other is 201. They are roughly the same in price. Here we have options for ready-made colors of external facades and the interiors of all these bodies. That is, there are options for both matte and glossy finishes, as well as RL colors and even ready-made options from the factory. But I asked if you come with your own solution, can the factory select a specific color for you? However, a minimum order is required for this, which is 100 kilograms to mix such a volume. In general, the production of these kitchens takes 60 days from the moment the drawing is signed. The advantage of these kitchens is that the factory provides a 30-year warranty. Other advantages include that over the years of use, for example, MDF shelves may sag. Yes, that will not happen here. The way they handle the cabinets here is definitely not the same. This metal factory was inspired by the design of the German brand Schuler. Visually, they take ideas from there, but as you know, for example, Polyform also produces kitchens made of stainless steel, but their kitchens cost around 2 million yuan, which is about $250,000. This factory has not yet reached that class of metal, but they make kitchens quite reasonably priced, ranging from $30,000 to $50,000. I noticed they have standard 5-meter Tonton kitchens, which are suitable for homes, but these are for apartments, typically if the apartment is 200 to 400 square meters. This is not for ordinary apartments, it's for huge villas and cottages. So you can imagine, even if you have a $70,000 kitchen made of metal, it will be different from a $250,000 kitchen from Polyform. Yes, and the difference will be in the detailing. It won't be exactly the same as Polyform. It's a really cool style, but everything here is also done well. Absolutely quality and reasonable. There is this metal. Here all the fasteners are made precisely to the millimeter. And this facade, for example, you can easily confuse with MDF, but it is a metal facade. That is, it is painted, yes, perfectly. Here there are very clear holes for each screw. That is, everything fits perfectly into the grooves. Plus, all the filling is bloom, or for example, options for some Chinese components. You can also choose a combination of the facade with glass, that is, metal and glass as an option. What else did I learn in a conversation with the company's director? Now, for example, here they are in France. They sent the kitchen. I said, well, how is the customer going to assemble this metal? It's quite a complicated job. It's much more difficult than assembling a regular kitchen made of MDF. He explains how they work for export. They assemble it fully right here. Each drawer will already be assembled and packaged here. On average, a 5-meter kitchen, yes, already assembled, will take up 11-12 cubic meters in a container. Yes, you are overpaying for the volume, but it arrives already prepared and assembled, because the work of assembling a metal kitchen is very, very expensive. And likely there won't be such a specialist in your city. Therefore, it's better to pay extra for delivery and bring in a fully assembled kitchen to avoid any hassle, as they say. These facades are completely resistant to moisture, do not scratch, and any greasy stains can be wiped away instantly. Water drains away. The biggest advantage is the body and facades made of stainless steel, which is incredibly reliable. It's like a monument. It stands firm and nothing happens to it. Only modern design is mainly used here, although there is a classic kitchen option, but we will talk about that later in the video. Now I will show you the box. This box is made of metal, and this is the internal part of the body. Everything is done clearly and neatly. The internal part consists of aluminum honeycombs, You can notice here that it lightens the whole kitchen. A solid island can weigh a ton. Imagine if you have a 1 centimeter thick metal countertop. It's very heavy. To lighten the body, they simply add honeycombs. But still, it is metal, stainless steel. The factory does not produce it in this color. These products, specifically the surfaces in pure stainless steel, can get scratched and so on, which is why an additional layer of paint is necessarily applied on top in any color for you. In my opinion, everything is done very neatly, and I have no complaints. Yes, this kitchen is indeed more expensive than a regular one made of MDF, but let's show you one example of how much more expensive it is. Here is an example of a kitchen. It is 4.8 meters long, with each drawer being a standard 600 millimeters plus a huge island that is 4 meters long, along with appliances. However, we do not recommend purchasing appliances from China due to separate settings, certification, and so on. You choose everything, standard on site, and we make the bodies and facades here, assembling them specifically to your size. Look at the island. Here is a countertop made of baked stone. The rest is all made of stainless steel. That is, the facade and the internal body are all made of stainless steel. There are very sturdy drawers everywhere. Both Bloom and High Gold are included in the components. Plus, there are additional huge cabinets like these. It's all like MDF, but you see, this is all metal. This is all metal. They can also paint the interior part to match the color of the external facades. But they say that many choose this stainless steel color inside with backlighting and these kinds of facades. In my opinion, it's a very powerful design. Now let's not nitpick globally, but I'll guide you on this. For example, a kitchen like this would probably cost around 20 something, maybe 25,000 I think, if it were made of MDF with such an island, but I could be wrong, friends, so please don't judge too harshly. This metal option costs between $30,000 and $35,000 depending on the components you choose, which makes it about 30–40% more expensive than MDF. However, the advantage is that it will serve you for a long time. It is more reliable and less finicky. These facades do not scratch. Nothing happens to them. And you have a 30-year warranty. I am interested in your comments. Although we have not worked with this factory or this material at all. By the way, we have produced such bathroom cabinets from stainless steel. And we even have a video where we showed you right at the factory with Alexei Zemskov how these facades do not scratch. This is used very clearly for wet areas, and especially clients from tropical climates really love stainless steel designs. Here, pay attention to a classic kitchen option combined with a metal body. Why such a combination? Because textured patterns, specifically the facades, can only be made from wood. It is impossible to create a beautiful classic style from iron. Therefore, the factory simply took wooden facades, while the internal frame was made of stainless steel. At the same time, there is a huge selection of iron processing options available to choose from. And here are the samples of materials. The thickness of the metal varies, and there are different finishes. This includes options for the inner casing and matte finishes. There are actually some textured options, like these 3D cubes. By the way, there are some interesting features. I think even designers would have fun entertaining themselves here. Many know that a solid wood kitchen cracks over time. It's the wood humidity. The room changes in summer and winter. You turn on the heating, and over time, the wood starts to crack, which is somewhat normal for solid wood. Solid wood is quite expensive, but here, due to the combination with wooden facades, the body won't warp at all. The only question is with these facades. You need to choose a certain type of wood with a higher hardness, and everything will be great. Here are different facades, very interesting ones. For example, a matte option where the holes are neatly hidden. The weight is medium, I would say, not too heavy, thanks to the fact that the inside is solid and has straight angles. Everything is very precise. Now the third kitchen, take a look at this light option. It also has a separate island. The corner of this kitchen has a hidden area where you can even step in and hide from all the guests. Look, various kitchen utensils are arranged here. And these shelves over time will not sag because they are all made of metal stainless steel. But it doesn't look like stainless steel at first glance. Here it's quite obvious. You open it and the inner part is made of stainless steel. But you can add backlighting and it will be completely unclear. Neat backlighting, all the fasteners are visually very clear. I wanted to show you this island as well. Can you imagine it weighs 1 ton? I think it needs to be lifted with a crane and somehow brought into your house. Because the company will assemble everything and then it will be the moment of installation in your project. I am very interested in your opinion really in the comments. Should such constructions be placed in your home? Is it really necessary to use a kitchen for 30 years? Please write in the comments. Of course, the enterprise is not simple and the work itself is very meticulous. It is impossible to produce these kitchens in large wholesale volumes. Therefore, the factory is small and only makes custom projects. As always, I look forward to your comments. Subscribe to our channel and like our posts. Well, I want to conclude today's review and wish you a good day and great mood. Goodbye, everyone.